is I wouldn't say like a pretty big part of my life. I just really super duper enjoy good music. My sister's actually a music teacher, so I get a lot of my music taste from her, and I've learned to really appreciate artists and how they can change their music and just evolve and create like really epic stuff. I find that a lot of people that listen to bands get really upset and really mad when bands change their music on a different album, like change the genre or just the style and just play things up and make it sound totally different but totally sick. Some examples are Paramore. Paramore used to be really alternative rock. Now they're starting to venture over more in the pop side, but at the same time they are still fantastic and I love them. Panic at the Disco is another example. Panic at the Disco used to be super duper like steampunk and emo, and now they're more like electrical, and I wouldn't call them pop. They're still kind of alternative, but they've definitely changed and everyone hates that, but I personally love it. Another example, you might not know them, but The Last Bison is a local band and I love them dearly, and they used to do a lot of like folky music with banjos and they had violinists and everything, and now they're starting to change a little bit, and like I like it still. I love their music. It's fantastic. They have great writing and everything, but it's definitely changing, and a lot of people they get really just mad because they're changing, and I'm going to explain why I think it's fine. Basically, my point of view is artists are humans, and humans change, and we kind of already know that, right? I hope so. Humans change, and if artists literally had the same type of music in every album all the time, don't you think that would get a little boring? There are plenty of bands that keep the same genre all the time, the same type of music, and it just gets so annoying because every single song sounds the same. I like it when artists change and experiment with things, because if you don't change and experiment with new music and stuff, then you're never going to know what may sound better, you know? If you just stick to one certain music group, then there may be all this other music that you haven't tried and you're not going to try because you're sticking to this one genre, and then there's so much more you could explore, and then they'll never find out because they never explore anything else. I think it's totally fine, and I think it's fantastic when artists change. I love it when I hear a new album and it's a completely different sound, completely new, everything, and I'm just like, yes, I love this. There are some times when bands completely change to a point where I just don't like them anymore, but I am totally 100% open to bands and artists changing their music because I think it's incredibly important and I welcome it and I support it, and I think everybody else should too. Another example, a band that I'm just now getting into is Boy and Bear, and I think Harley Quinn was their album. Hold on, actually let me check because I actually really like that album. No, yeah, it's Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is the album, and that was really kind of like indie, like folky, and I love it. And then what I was doing is I was listening to them on Spotify, so I was listening to like all of their albums so I could get a feel of all of their music and not just like certain songs from certain albums, if you know what I'm saying. And then their new album was playing, I forget what it's called, and I'm not going to look it up because I don't really care that much for this video. But their new album came out, and I was listening to their music, and from not knowing that it was a different album, it sounded different obviously, but it wasn't like, oh, this is like really different and I do not like it. I loved it. It's great when they experimented and things definitely sounded different, but like in a really good way. I was looking on iTunes and I was looking at the reviews and comment section of the album, and some idiot was all like, this album is horrible. They completely changed from their last album, and it sounds nothing like Harley Quinn Dream, and it sounds really weird and everything. And I'm like, you need to just calm yourself down. If you are going to act like that because a song is a little different than the other, then you should probably not listen to this band or probably not listen to music at all, because sorry about it, wake up call, music changes, people change, things change, change is good. Also, I almost forgot to say something about this whole subject. The thing is, the people that get so mad about the fact that the bands are changing, something that they don't seem to get is that the music that they made previously is always there. It's still there, the music is not going anywhere. Just because they made a new song and a new album and a new sound, here, the old stuff is still there and you can still listen to it whenever you want to. It's always going to be there. So it's not like they're making new stuff and that old stuff is gone forever. I never script my videos. I just find that scripting your videos is really, it's tedious, number one, to the creator, and number two, I just feel like you can sometimes tell when people script their videos, and I like having that whole completely raw, natural, like I'm having a conversation with you, you are my friend type conversation, rather than I've scripted this whole thing and I know exactly what I'm going to say and I can't play with anything because I've written down what I'm going to say. I hate that. So let me know if you guys have had the same experience with bands and you like their new music, and if you don't like their new music, then I'm sorry about it. Don't get me wrong, I do sometimes miss the older stuff from some of the bands, like Last Bison. I love their older stuff, but I also love their newer stuff. And Panic at the Disco, I love emo Brendan, but I also love electrical, like really cool Brendan. So it's just kind of like something. I'm going to end it here. So if you guys agree with me, you can let me know down below. If you don't agree with me, let me know your opinion. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. So talk to you soon. Bye guys. Oh, I forgot to say something. It's blinking at me. Now it's not blinking at me. That was really weird. I don't know what it was saying. Just kept blinking at me that it was 8 minutes long. I get it.